As some of you may know, I work as a full-time babysitter and I have been wanting to make some plushies for a really long time. And the baby that I watch, she loves teddies so much and she just calls them all baby, which is so adorable. So I was just thinking to myself, let me make one for her. And today is Sunday, so let's see if we can complete it in one day, ready for tomorrow. Okay, so here is the color palette for the plushie. Let's just go through all of the colors that I'm using today. So we have this really beautiful pink color in the shade Sugar Pink, and it's the brand Yummy. All of my plush yarn that I use is from this brand. And then we have white. I was thinking of using ivory instead, but I decided to go with white. I think it'll look really cute with the yellow shade that I'm working with today, and it's just in the shade white. And then here we have some black plush yarn. I've actually never bought black plush yarn before, but it's the first time for everything, and yeah, we'll be using this today. And also, just one quick thing to mention, it says use a 6mm needle, but you can also use like a 6mm crochet hook. But today I'm probably gonna use a 5 or a 5.5. I love sizing down. It makes my my crocheting look a lot neater. And then here I have this beautiful yellow color, and it's in the shade Buttercup, and it's so pretty. And I don't even crochet with yellow. I don't think I've ever crocheted with yellow before, unless it's like with flowers, but that's like the only time that I've used yellow. So yeah, these are very nice colors, and I'm really excited to get started. But let's just go through the rest of the material as well before we lock in and crochet. For the rest of the materials, we'll be needing a 5mm crochet hook. I was thinking maybe I should use a 5.5, but I think a 5 would work fine. I'm just looking at the thickness of the yarn. And then I'm going to need a tapestry needle. This has a very large eye, which is very fitting because this yarn is quite chunky. And then I don't have any stitch markers. I literally bought a lot a couple months ago, but I lost all of them. So I'll be using a safety pin. And anything works as well. You can use a bobby pin, a safety pin, anything. And then I'm also going to be needing a pair of scissors. We are also going to be needing some safety eyes. I'm not sure what color I'm going to be using, but we need safety eyes. And then lastly, we're also going to need some stuffing. I have my stuffing here in this container, so I don't really need to open it until I need to stuff all the pieces. So I am so excited to get this plushie done. It's so adorable, and I will link the pattern or the tutorial that I used in the description box below. It's so cute. I'm probably going to make one for myself as well. I should have enough plush yarn after I make this one. So let's get started. I haven't crocheted anything amigurumi for almost 6 months, so I was feeling a bit rusty today. However, I quickly sped through this pattern. You wouldn't even understand how fast I did this. I was so surprised. So I followed this pattern on YouTube. It wasn't a written pattern. She hasn't written out the pattern yet, so I just had to keep checking on my phone for everything. And I started with the 2 arms, and this teddy is wearing this little shirt with a collar on it with a button on the front, and I know it really does sound very adorable, but you will see the entire reveal at the end. So if I were to say how long it took me to crochet these arms, I would say it took me about an hour just to do both arms. And I know it sounds like a really long time, but for me time was going by really fast. I decided to start really early on in the day, and I managed to just get those 2 arms done. Next was the biggest portion of the plushie, which is the body and the head. So typically when I make teddies, I like to do every single body part separately. So I would do the head, and then the body, and then the tail, then the 2 arms, and the 2 legs, and the 2 ears. But with this one, you combine the head and the body so it's seamlessly together. And I really do like this method. I've used this method before when I crochet this Miffy plushie. It is a little bit complicated for beginners, I would say, because there's a lot of increasing, a lot of decreasing. You really have to keep track of your stitch count and everything, but it's not that bad, especially when you get the hang of it. It's a very, very good method, and it also limits the amount of sewing that you do. So yeah, I really enjoyed this process of making the head. I love doing repeat rounds where you just go around with single crochets and single crochets and single crochets. The increased rounds actually are really annoying for me to do because I cannot afford to mess up the stitch counts, because then the head will be lopsided, it will look a bit weird, and then I won't have enough decreases and all of that. Like, amigurumi is one of those things that you really have to pay attention to, especially if you want your toy or whatever you're crocheting to be symmetrical. Okay, so here is a bit of a progress check. So I'm actually almost done with this plushie. I just have the ears to make and then adding all the small details. So this is the body and the head. It kind of looks like a banana, like the colors remind me of a banana. But we have the head here, and then this is the body. It's wearing clothes, so it's wearing like a cardigan. You'll see the whole vision at the end. And I also finished making the two little arms that's gonna come on here. I do need buttons though, but I don't know if I want to go out to just buy buttons. I might, it depends on what craft shops are open, but if not, I'll just try and make something else because the cardigan kind of buttons at the front. Like I said, you'll see the vision later on, but right now I'm just working on the body. I think this is my last row. I am on my decrease rows, so I need to do one single crochet and a decrease. And one thing that really helps me with crocheting amigurumi is some sticky notes and a pencil, because I like to write down how many rows I've done, especially in terms of repeat rows. I just have to count them. Let's say it says 5 repeat rows, I'll just write it down and then I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because amigurumi is so easy to lose track. That's why I always pay attention when I make them, because you have to make sure that your stitch count is almost perfect, because if it's not, then your plushie will start to look a bit lopsided or a bit weird, and that is really annoying when it doesn't turn out right. And I do think I can finish this today. So this is not so much a challenge video. It shouldn't take me more than a day to crochet a plushie, so I might change the title of this video to "Can I crochet a plushie in 24 hours?" to "I can crochet a plushie in less than 24 hours." But I thought it would take me a while just because I haven't done amigurumi in so long. I actually don't even remember the last time I've done it, but it's fine. Like, my stitches look really neat, the tension is fine, and everything is just coming together very seamlessly. My camera battery died. I actually had no idea what I was talking about, but it probably wasn't important anyway. But here is a bit of a progress check. Let me just lift the camera up a bit so you can really see the full picture. So here we have the body, and then the head, and then we have the yellow part, which is the body, which is the little cardigan that he's wearing. And then I have two of the little feet done, and they look so, so adorable. And then I have these arms, which also match the little cardigan. This is so cute. And then right now I'm working on the ears. So I have one of the ears done. This is a rabbit. A very interesting looking rabbit, but it's really, really adorable. Like, we just have to trust the process. So I'm gonna go ahead and crochet another ear. And then the last thing that I have to do crochet wise is the little collar for this cardigan, and then everything should be fine and ready to assemble, which is really exciting. I've been working on this since morning, but I really enjoyed the process. I've been watching shows along the way. I'm still watching Big Bang Theory. I really enjoy it. I wish it could go on forever. I'm nowhere near finished with the series, but yeah, I just really like watching it, and I like how bingeable the episodes are as well. But yeah, it's really fun to watch. I need to think of something else to watch as well. I was talking to this girl from school the other day, and we're just talking about autumn and Gilmore Girls, how Gilmore Girls literally just screams autumn. Like, if a season had its own show, that would be it. and it's just so good, and I can't wait to watch it. I think I'll start watching it again in September, or maybe August. Yeah, August, September time, and crochet a couple things from the show. When I first watched it, I wasn't that good at crocheting, so I couldn't recreate anything that I've seen. But now that I'm a bit more advanced, I can try making jumpers or blankets or just something that reminds me of Gilmore Girls. I lost count. I can't really talk and count at the same time, so let me quickly count these stitches. 7. Okay, those are 7 single crochets, but I need 8 in total. So let me go ahead and put in one more. And then I'm going to double check the count. It's kind of hard to see with black, but it's definitely doable. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I did it. Okay, so now I just need to make increases in every single stitch. Here is some crochet propaganda that I will not be falling for. So you know how a lot of amigurumi tutorials say, oh, leave a long tail so you can sew in your pieces at the end. To me, using plush yarn and sewing it together doesn't really work for me because it makes it really loose and it's not really intact. So what I tend to use is either cotton yarn for sewing, and I double it up like this. So I fold it in half while it's on the needle, and then I tie a knot at the end so it doesn't come undone. And this method works a lot better for me than sewing with just this yarn, the plush yarn. And you can do either way if you're going to recreate this plushie, but yeah, just to me, I prefer using cotton yarn. If you're wondering why I sound distracted, I'm just looking at the tutorial on where to place the arms. I'm assuming it just goes alongside the collar. um so yeah, I'll just do that. There's an advert playing and I can't be bothered to wait for it. YouTube is getting so comfortable with putting on so many adverts. But yeah, I'm just gonna start sewing it on. I don't like sewing things together on plushies whatsoever, but obviously it has to be done. I wish there was like some like really strong glue that could be used instead, but as of now I don't think there is. I don't think there's glue that strong. And also, if you're making plushies for kids, you have to make sure that everything is just sewn in properly so the pieces don't come off, especially safety eyes and stuff. I tend to glue safety eyes on nowadays because, as you can see, this plush doesn't have any safety eyes whatsoever, and the tutorial that I'm following is using felt instead, which is really cute. Honestly, I like the look of felt, but I don't have any, so I'm just going to be gluing my safety eyes in. And yeah, I'm just gonna try and enjoy the sewing process. And you know that today was a really productive day because I barely even ate food. I literally had Oreos, hot Cheetos, tea, and shortbread biscuits because I just want to get this done and out of the way. Yeah, usually when I'm very productive, food is not on my mind at all, but that really needs to change, honestly. But right now, all I'm feeling is hunger, honestly. And I need to film a TikTok as well, which I will do as soon as I finish sewing on this arm. But yeah, I have so many other plushies that I want to make. I'm so excited. And also, you can't see the cotton yarn. By the way, if you're wondering, you can't really see what color you're using, which is amazing. Just make sure that your stitches are really tight. And even if you can't see them, I don't care. I don't care. But yeah, you can't see them, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, I just want to know your experience in using plush yarn to sew your work together because it just doesn't work for me. In the initial stages, when I first started crocheting, I would just do everything that the tutorial says. But now I just try and find alternatives for a lot of things just to make my life a lot easier. Okay. Let me try and fit in one more stitch and then fasten off. It is a couple hours later and she is complete. I think I went a little bit overboard with the blush. I feel like it's a lot. I wanted a more softer look, but I only have liquid blush, not powder blush, and liquid blush is a lot more pigmented. So yeah, it does still look really cute, but it's blushing really, really hard. And the little nose there and the eyes, I feel like this whole thing is so adorable. And the button on the little jumper or cardigan or whatever she's wearing. And yeah, I think this turned out really, really nice, and I can't wait to give her tomorrow. So the next morning, I made sure to pack her in my bag, ready to take her to work. Good morning. I am walking to the bus station right now on my way to work. And here's a bit of an outfit of the day. I have this brown abaya with this gold ring, and then I paired it with a black hijab and a pair of black shoes. And on my other hand, let me show you, I have this moon ring, and then I have a bracelet that my brother got me from when he went to Hong Kong. I'll show you in a little bit because I can't really be juggling with my phone right now. So it's a little bit noisy. I would show you the path to where I'm walking, but imagine this video goes viral and then I have some kind of stalker walking to work with me every single day. So yeah, you guys will see my feet today and maybe a little bit along the bus journey. But yeah, it's really early. I'm tired, as you can probably tell by my voice, but I'm really, these cars are so loud. But yeah, I'm really excited to give the baby, the little teddy, and yeah, I'm gonna start filming now because it's really, really noisy, and I will check back in with you guys later. I think it's safe to say that she really, really likes it. I'm so happy with the outcome, and it's just really, really adorable. I really hope it becomes her best friend like my teddies have been as well in my childhood. Alright guys, that is the end of today's video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and as always, I will see you in the next one.